Alright guys, I just wanted to document this because I'm probably going to be fixing it. So this is a 2007 Honda Civic sedan. I'm having braking issues and I've changed the rear passenger side brakes, and these are drum brakes that's on this particular model. For some reason now on the rear driver's side, it's leaking the brake fluid that I just poured this morning. So probably the wheel cylinder is bad, the brake drum, and hopefully the shoes are okay, but maybe I'll probably have to replace them. I'll just have to double check once I remove the wheel. But I just want to show you guys. So yeah, it is leaking. So there's probably like an air leak. I've had some issues where when I'm trying to brake, it's not braking properly and it's not really safe. Just want to show you guys. Stay tuned guys. Alright guys, so I wanted to film this part where I'm going to be actually removing the wheel first, and then I'll be showing you guys how I'm going to be removing the drum brake, and then also removing the brake shoes as well as the wheel cylinder. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I just removed the wheel. Here's the drum brakes, the rear drum brakes on the driver's side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the drum brake right here. Alright guys, after a good minute, finally took it out. The cylinder is all messed up as you can see. So I'm going to remove the cover. Looking inside, it's pretty much worn out. This is all the brake fluid that was leaking. As you can see, it's still, the residue still here. And the inside, it's all filled with brake fluid, as you can see.
Brake shoes we're gonna change as well. Looks like they're all worn out too. So the brake shoes are pretty much done. The cylinder is pretty much damaged. Again, it was a struggle just trying to get the brake drum off. I was doing research online, and the guys who were doing this made it look so easy, but yeah, it's pretty hard to remove if you haven't replaced these in a long time. This is the first time that I've done it on this 2007 Honda Civic. Yeah, it was a learning experience, and again, I just did my research online, and I'm just sharing with you guys my experience on how to replace this, and I'll give you guys the links in the description. Check out the links below. But next, we're going to disassemble the assembly where the brake shoes are at, also removing the wheel cylinders. So stay tuned, guys. So the most important thing, guys, when you're going to be doing this replacement, remember the orientation and where everything is at. So it's always best to take a video, take a picture of how it looks like before, and then you should be good. Just follow the steps. All right, guys, so first thing that you're going to do is you're going to be using brake cleaner, like you see right here. Gonna spray brake cleaner around the surface of the components we see right here, the rear drum brakes and the shoes, as well as the wheel cylinder. Just cleans all the components out, so you can it could be more, so removing it could be more easier for you. And just make sure you guys wear a mask. Using this is inhaling it isn't too safe, so if you guys do plan on doing this, make sure you guys wear a mask and make sure you take all safety protocols. Alright, so as you can see, there's a better look at the brake shoes, the wheel cylinder. Here's the piece, the seal, part of the wheel cylinder that failed on us, and we're going to replace it with a new one. So we're going to have to remove the wheel cylinder. This is the wheel cylinder right here. This is where on each end where the brake shoes would line up, as well as on this side. But if you do inspect the seals and fluid is leaking, obviously this is already, you already know for sure this leak. If brake fluid is leaking from the seals, then that means you have to replace it. But since you're going to be replacing the wheel cylinder, it's always recommended that you also replace the shoes, inspect the shoes, as well as the drum brake. We'll show you how to remove the wheel cylinder and then onto the brake shoes, so stay tuned. All right, so next I'm going to be removing the dowel pin that holds the brake shoes into place. So I already took out the dowel pin on this side. The cover's right here. Now I'm going to remove the dowel pin for the left side of the brake shoe. Just got to twist it. Dowel pin's right here. Now the brake shoes are loose. Now we can remove and unseat the brake shoes. But remember the orientation. So it's very important, guys, if you do plan on doing this. From what I've seen in the other videos, this is the first time I'm doing this, so just want to make sure when I do put the new brake shoes back onto the assembly, I want to make sure all the parts are put back the way it should. So always take pictures, take a video before doing this, so that way you'll remember. Okay, so there's like a spring. Second here. So once you remove the pin and the clip that holds the brake shoes, you're going to remove the spring right here. Again, this is the rear driver's side. So there's a spring that's right here. Just going to try to move this do this while I film. There, so I have to remove that. It's loose. So just to reference, the end of this spring goes back to the hole right here, and the top portion of this spring goes right here, so that you guys remember. Okay, so that's how it looks like removed. Okay, right, so this is how the orientation looks like for that spring when you guys place it back. For reference, top part, bottom part. All right, so it should now be kind of loose in a sense, but not really, because the bottom spring you see right here is what you're going to remove next. So this is how it looks like when it's still put together. You're gonna loosen this. This will release this adjustable spring. Once you remove that, it should loosen the brake shoes, and you could remove the brake shoes. Again, I'm trying to film while I do this, guys, so sorry if the footage is not all that great, but so I just loosened the spring. I'm going to take it out. That. So just remember, for this spring, this is how it looks like. The left side goes in this way as well as the other way, and then you're gonna hook it. There you go. So this is the bottom spring, the adjustable spring, I guess that's what you call it, and this will go back on the bottom again when you guys replace it with the new brake shoes. Now that the bottom spring was removed, I'm going to be removing and unseating the rest of the brake shoes assembly. So just slide it out. It should come out just like this. Okay, so just for reference, before I remove the spring and the orientation of how the brake line looks like, this is the before I take that spring out. This is like the arm for the brake line, and it's attached to the right side of the brake shoe. You see on my right side right here. And then you're gonna have to remove, there's like a horseshoe clip. I'll show you right now. Right here, see, there's a horseshoe clip right there that holds this into place. Remove that. All right, so again, we're gonna remove the horseshoe clip that holds the arm right here that's on the right side of the brake shoe. You see right here. Gonna remove that horseshoe clip, so let's get to it. All right, so gonna remove the spring. So sorry, let's do this one hand. There, so I just took off one side, and I'm gonna take off the other side. So let's do it with one hand, guys. There you go. So this is how this spring looks like when we removed it. So the long side on this side is on the left side, and the short one's on the right side. Here it is. Okay. All right. So next is horseshoe clip. I have to loosen that up. So just give me a second. All right. So I've loosened the horseshoe clips here. I want to show you guys when I take it off. I'm just using a flathead, so. Once that piece is off, you can now take off the bolt. So remember that it goes, so you guys remember, this piece came from this way, and you take it out from the back side, and then this piece clips on. So you see the inner part here clips onto the horseshoe clip, and this piece comes off. So again, just for reference, a little like that. All right, so just to backtrack. So the right brake shoe right here, connected to the arm that has the brake line. This is how it looks like when you take it out. Then when you remove it, the horseshoe clip and the way the bolt that holds the arm, this is how it looks like. So horseshoe clip is from the inside. So you can see right here. Remove the horseshoe clip that was right here that I took out already, and then you're gonna remove the bolt. This is how it looks like. So that's the orientation for the right side of the brake shoe. And this is the brake arm that looks like this, that attaches to the right side of the brake shoe. And this is the rear driver's side. Okay. Now that we removed the brake shoes, we're going to be removing the wheel cylinder. Again, this was the root of the problem, but if you look at the brake shoes, they were already done. So we're gonna have to replace it, as well as the brake drum. All right, so next we're gonna be removing the wheel cylinder. Again, as you can see, the seal on the left side was bad and it was leaking brake fluid. So that was mainly the root of the problem on the rear driver's side. All right, so next day, good morning guys. In our last video, we were working on the wheel cylinder. So I'm gonna refresh in what we were going to do to remove it. If you go to where this wheel cylinder is at, go to the back plate, right behind where it's at. You'll see that it is held by 2 bolts, one to your right, one to your left. Here, there's also the, right here, this is the brake fluid line. So you're gonna have to loosen this fitting. These should be a 10 millimeter, as well as the bolts. And then once you do that, loosen the fitting, remove the bolts, you could unseat the wheel cylinder right here that fell on us. But before you do that, most importantly is this line, the brake fluid line, which is right here. This line that you see right here, you're gonna have to pinch it. So what I have here is, I'll show you right now. I have this like flathead wrench I'm going to use to pinch the line, so no brake fluid will leak if that's the case. So I'm going to do it right now just to show you. So I'm going to pinch the line. All right, so I pinched the line. Now we're going to be removing those 2 bolts and the fitting from the brake fluid line. So we're going to be using a 10 millimeter wrench right here. It is recommended to use this type of wrench. So just so that you guys know, this is from just me doing my research online, and I'm going to attempt to replace the wheel cylinder, and let's get to it. Right, so we have the fitting from the brake fluid line. It's now loose, so you can inspect the threading to make sure the fitting's all right. Seems to be okay, and there's still some brake fluid that's coming out, but not as much as you'd think, because you know everything had leaked prior before. But yeah, just inspecting the threading, it should be okay. Next, we're going to be removing the 2 bolts that secures the wheel cylinder here. So I believe it's it's this one. Or in this case, I'm going to use the end on this type of a wrench that I have, so it should be easier for me. So I'm gonna double check. So it's coming loose, guys, as you can see. So loosen the excuse me, I'm trying to use my hands and one hand to film. Just a second, guys. So the left side bolt is being removed, and the right side. All right, now I'm holding up the wheel cylinder. As you can see right here, 2 bolts have been removed. The fitting brake line has been removed. So now I should be able to unseat the wheel cylinder. So let's do it. There you go. So this is the failed wheel cylinder. All right, guys, so here is the new wheel cylinder. You can get these at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts. These go for around like 30 bucks. This is the old one, so if you could do the comparison, the new one has obviously the rubber seal still on there. So once you install the new one, you're gonna remove these. This is where the fitting will go, where the brake fluid line is. And also, sorry for the airplane that's flying over here. So on the wheel cylinder, if you notice both ends here, so when you do install it, the orientation of the ends that you see here on the wheel cylinder should be vertical. So you're gonna have to use a wrench, kind of shift it clockwise to make it vertical, because these ends are where the brake shoes will line up when you replace them. So make sure you have the orientation going vertical, not horizontal. Once you do that, just place back the bolts, put the brake fluid line fitting, tighten it back up, and then you should be good. But other than that, I'm going to be installing this and then replacing the brake shoes as well, so stay tuned. All right, so now I'm going to remove these seals, rubber seals. Let's seat the new wheel cylinder into the slot you see right here. Line it up. There's the fitting for the brake fluid line. Just give me a second, guys. I'm doing this and filming at the same time, so I'm gonna go to a better position. But yeah, this is where the brake fluid line fitting is going to be tightened back in to the position of where the wheel cylinder is at, right there. And then this is where the 2 bolts are going to go back. So basically reverse all the steps that you have seen when I had removed the original wheel cylinder, and then you should be good. So I'm going to get to installing the new wheel cylinder, so let's get to it. right, so the wheel cylinder has now been installed. So the 2 bolts and the fitting are tightened. The back plate you see right here, and the ends of the wheel cylinder are now vertical. So the orientation of the brake shoes when we replace them will seat in properly like that. And next we're going to be installing the brake shoes, and then we'll go from there, so stay tuned. Okay, so these are the new brake shoes. These are from Wagner. Here's the website, link is in the description. So we're going to be replacing the rear driver's side brake shoes with these Wagner ones. So let's unbox these and show you how they look like. Here's the part number to reference to. Alright, so when you purchase these come with 2 pairs. So one for the left, one for the right. So I just want to show you guys how they look like when we unbox them. And then also I wanted to show you guys the spring kit that I purchased from NAPA. This is the box. Here's the part number for reference. 2007 Honda Civic LX sedan. This is the spring kit. So you're going to be replacing the clips, the springs that you saw me remove earlier when I removed the brake shoes. So we're going to replace the springs. These are also the pins on each side. So luckily these do come with pins, because one of the pins on the right side has been seized. So it's good we have the extra pins here. And then the horseshoe clips that clip onto the brake line right there. This is the spring kit and the shoes, so stay tuned. All right guys, so here is the right side of the brake shoes. This is where the brake line arm you see right here is going to be put back. Yeah, so I'm gonna go about installing this. Yeah, so this is where the bolt that holds the arm and the brake shoe together. If you see the lining right here, it should be going in this way. This is from the back side there, and then it should go through like that. And then gonna be getting the then here's the new horseshoe clip that I got from the spring kit that I purchased from NAPA. So this is the horseshoe clip that I wanted to be now inserting here, and then I'm gonna tighten the horseshoe clip with a wrench, and then it should be good. Okay guys, so next I'm going to now install the right side of the brake shoe. So I'm going to line it up with the wheel cylinder where the orientation I had set. So it's going to line up right there. And next I'm going to, let me show you, here's the clip. This is the new clip from the spring kit that we got from NAPA. And this is the new pin that's going to hold this right brake shoe in place. So what I'm gonna do is slide over the new pin over here in the back plate. There's like a hole right here, just insert it, and it went through right here, as you see right there. Then next I'm going to get the new clip you see right here. I'm gonna run it through the area where the hole is at that's holding the new pin, and then I'm going to try to actually, what you're going to do is you're going to apply pressure, get the pin over to the groove right there, and then go counterclockwise or clockwise here. Alright guys, so I'm just fast forwarding to the install of the brake shoes. It was quite a struggle, but managed to place the adjuster back, the top spring you see right here that's under the wheel cylinder, as well as the clips and the pins. It looks easier in the videos when you search online, but when you're trying to do it yourself and this is like your first time, it is a struggle, but it was a learning experience, and almost finished with installing the shoes. As you can see, the wheel cylinder is already installed right there, and then the shoes from the left to the right. Just gotta place there's a spring that goes right here that attaches to the left side of the brake shoe, and then the bottom spring right here, and then everything else should be good. So I'm gonna film the part where I'm putting the bottom spring right here attached to the other side of the right bottom end of the right side of the brake shoe. So I'm gonna do that right now and show you. There we go. All right, so we installed the lower spring here that holds together the left and right brake shoes. So we just install that right now. Then there's another spring I'll show you guys right now. This is the spring that's going to go on the left side right here. It clamps onto this the adjuster right here. It's like there's like a hole right there. So once you do that, all right. So we just installed the spring right here for the left side of the shoe. So we're good. Okay, so now that we installed pretty much every component here, the brake shoes and the wheel cylinder, we're gonna have to bleed the brakes. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you guys can check that out. There's like a process you have to go through when you're gonna bleed the brakes. But yeah, I'm gonna fast forward to putting on the brake drum, and then we'll go from there. Again, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm just doing this video to share with you guys my experience doing this brake drum replacement for the 2007 Honda Civic LX sedan. If you guys do decide to do this on your own, do this at your own risk. I highly recommend you consult with an experienced mechanic to look at your vehicle and help you with this issue if you do have that. So let's get to it. All right guys, also wanted to show you the right side here is the old brake drum, and then this is the new one that I got. Here's the part number to reference to. So what we're going to do next, again, we're going to be bleeding the brakes, and once we finish with that, we're going to be placing this, and then we should be done. So let's get to it. All right guys, so I have the new brake drum. So I just finished bleeding the brakes. Now I'm going to put this on and get everything put back together, put the wheel on, and go for a test drive. So all right, so now we have the brake drum back on. Next we're going to do a test drive and see how these rear brakes do. All right guys, so we just finished mounting the tires, did a test drive. The brakes seem to be working fine now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.